nation's most famous monuments in the middle of one of its lakes. Well, sort of. A blow-up Lady Liberty now sits on the frozen lake. It's the second time she's graced the frozen Lake Mendota for the Wisconsin Union's Winter Carnival. It's an ode to a 1979 campaign promise. Okay, 2 University of Wisconsin alumni said they'd bring the Statue of Liberty to Madison if elected to the Student Association. So they made good on their word, even if it's just part of the statue.
It's a prime selfie spot, seems to be.
All right, be careful on that frozen lake. Our Super Bowl champion is using his fame and fortune to give back to others.
Wide receiver Sammy Watkins is giving a helping hand to his hometown community of Fort Myers, Florida. He recently gave a boost to a youth dance team who was supposed to compete in New Jersey this weekend, but their hopes were nearly crushed when they realized they didn't have enough money to make the travel. So Watkins stepped in to foot the bill.
We are just blown away. He's been doing so much in the community. He's the inspiration to everyone. All the boys growing up playing football, even the girls, they look up to him just because of the amazing things that he does for the community.
The Fort Myers Junior Firecats are set to compete at the YCADA Global Dance Competitions in Atlantic City on Saturday. Best of luck to the team.
Yeah, never forget where you came from.
Yes.
Good job by him.
Yes.
All right, that's it for Channel 2 News at 4.
The news at 5 begins in 60 seconds. Don't go away.
Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News at 5.
She was excited for graduation, ready to start her life, but Destiny Oliver's life was cut short, gone in an instant following a car crash this week in Pasadena. Understandably, the community is eager to see that justice is served in this case.
But while police investigate, Destiny's family and her classmates are making sure her life will not be forgotten. Channel 2's Sally Mamdouh live in Pasadena tonight with the story you'll see only on Tube. Sally.
And Keith, Destiny's car went through this fence right here and landed between those trees. Her parents tell me that she probably tried to swerve away from the car heading directly towards her, but it was too late. 18-year-old Destiny Oliver was getting ready for her graduation in May. On Friday, she bought her cap and gown. But on Monday, this is what her car looked like.
She was just coming home from school, less than 2 miles from the house.
Destiny's mother, Sharice Oliver, says her daughter was driving on Allanganoa near Crenshaw when a driver heading the other way suddenly veered off and hit Destiny's car head on.
It was a horrible day.
Destiny's father, Isaac Oliver, says he was in utter disbelief when he pulled up to the crash scene.
He knocked her car off the street into somebody's yard. It's undescribable. We just saw it a couple of days ago, and she didn't stand a chance.
A tragedy that took away their baby daughter, who was an honor roll student with a big heart.
She was my alarm clock. She would come and give me a kiss, say, "See you later, Dad."
Destiny's parents say she went to Dr. Kirk Lewis Career and Technical High School for cosmetology. Today, her fellow classmates in school decorated her station with flowers and balloons where Destiny spent most of her time the past 4 years. A touching tribute followed by a balloon release. Inside each one, a note to Destiny. Her family tells us they don't know whether the driver suffered a medical emergency or was possibly under the influence, but they say they want justice.
I want to look him in his face and I want to let him know what he took from me. You took my baby. She was 18 years old. She was finishing school. We won't have a prom. We won't have graduation.
Right now, investigators are still waiting on the driver's toxicology reports. In the meantime, Destiny's funeral is set to take place on Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning. We're live in Pasadena. Sally Mamdouh, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Such a sad time for that family. Sally, thank you. Well, developing tonight, Houston's Chinese community is standing together against rumors and misinformation about the deadly coronavirus.
Some local businesses are taking a hit, with customers staying away, even though that there are no cases of the virus in the Houston area, let alone in Texas. There are 12 cases nationwide. The virus is mainly spreading in China, where it originated. That's where 630 people have died from the coronavirus.
This afternoon, Americans evacuated from China arrived at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio. As many as 250 people on board that plane will be quarantined as a precaution for 2 weeks. There are no plans for any sickened individuals to come here to Houston.
And Channel 2 anchor Andy Sirota is live now in Asia Town, where it seems fear of the virus is enough to keep customers away. Andy?
Lauren, Keith, good evening. Business owners tell me the misinformation and outright malicious lies are all based on unfounded fears. They tell me it is such a serious problem that, quite frankly, these coronavirus rumors are hurting their bottom line. Aqua S in Houston's Asiatown is known for its unique ice cream flavors. It's quite the hangout spot in the evenings for dessert, especially after folks have dined at one of the many restaurants in Dunhuang Plaza. Owner Martina Yang says she's seen a sudden change in business, not just here, but also at the restaurant she owns next door.
You see it immediately drop everything.
People just aren't coming in like they used to. Yang says it's because of all the lies that are being spread about a possible case of coronavirus. There are no cases in Houston, Harris County, or the state of Texas, but separate social media groups that are popular among the Asian community have said otherwise.
There are people out there purposely spreading misinformation because they think it's funny or because it's profitable.
Community leaders, business owners, and health officials joined State Representative Jean Wu today to encourage the public to visit the area and to help local businesses protect the community from all illnesses.
I don't know what to do.
Yang hopes it stops and business picks back up. It has to, she says.
The damage is already done. It is really hurting everybody in Chinatown.
Representative Wu and other leaders who spoke publicly today announcing the creation of a task force to discourage the spread of these rumors and to assist business owners here who are simply trying to stay afloat now. We are live in Houston's Asiatown tonight. Andy Sirota, KPRC Channel 2 News.
All right, Andy, thank you. A live look now at the commute on the Southwest Freeway as we are ready to say goodbye to the cold mornings that we've braved this week.
Frank is here with the first look at this weekend forecast.
Yeah, it was chilly this morning. I guess we made up for it, got into the low 70s today, so that helped anyway. Lots of sunshine out there. Triangle Energy Camera 70 in Houston, 71 for Tomball, and Pearland, nice west-southwest wind, so that southwest flow is always warm and dry for us. So that's a big help. 69 in Sugar Land, 70 in Conroe, and 67 in Galveston. As you plan your date night, 66 at 7, 60 at 9. Nice temperatures. It's going to be on the clear side. Comes down into the mid-50s as we go into the later evening hours. Look at that clear sky. It's going to continue that way through most of tomorrow. I've got a little spritz of a shower in the late afternoon for some of you down to the south. It's about a 5% chance is it. It increases as we go into Sunday. So a nice warm weekend start. We'll talk about the weekend. Roughnecks and Sabercats have a terrific day tomorrow for their play, that's for sure. And then rain chances next week, but not all week. Your full 10-day forecast is straight ahead. Keith?
All right, Frank, thank you. We have 3 major traffic alerts that will impact the weekend commute all over the Houston area. The West Loop and 2 stretches of I-10 will shut down entirely.
And here's a live look at the West Loop at the Southwest Freeway, where once again all lanes on 610 will be shut down at 9 o'clock tonight for construction on that interchange.
Channel 2's Roseanne Aragon is live with the details and the detours to save you some time. Roseanne.
That's right. I am joining you from the roads with something Houstonians know well, some good old rush hour traffic. But actually, we're trying to save you some delays and headaches, letting you know about major changes that are happening this weekend and even starting tonight. Let's get right to it. Here is a helpful map illustrating those closures this weekend. Every Friday of February, yes, that includes tonight, starting at 9 p.m. all through the weekend until Monday morning at 5 a.m. Crews will close both 610 West Loop, northbound and southbound lanes at 69, the Southwest Freeway, in order to widen the connector ramps, expanding them from 1 to 2 lanes. Please plan ahead and to avoid this area if possible, as you can expect some delays. Here's another map of our suggested detours. If you're headed north on 610 West Loop, take the frontage road and then you can re-enter later. Those headed south can take the detour at Chimney Rock. Why all of the fuss? TxDOT tells me it will be worth it as they are trying to address some major issues that have existed. The widening of the connector ramps will allow drivers more space, allow them to see the ramps much earlier, and kind of force them to commit where they are going much earlier as well. It's all in the name of safety and mobility. It's a $250 million project. Hopefully that means less people cut you off. We'll have all of this information on our website and my social media. Reporting live from the road, Roseanne Aragon, KPRC Channel 2 News.
All right, thank you, Roseanne. The other two big weekend traffic alerts are on I-10. All main lanes from Waco Street to Gregg will close tonight at 9 o'clock. Sky 2 flew over the area where crews will be demolishing the Waco Street Bridge. Numerous truck drivers have smacked into the top of that bridge, so crews are going to build a new, taller one. I-10 will reopen at 5 o'clock Monday morning.
And drivers in Chambers County have a headache of their own. Traffic on I-10 near FM 3180 will be shifted to 2 lanes in both directions. Starting tonight at 9, all eastbound lanes will be closed at FM 3180 until Sunday morning. All westbound lanes will be closed at the Grand Parkway from Sunday morning to Monday morning.
One man has been arrested and the search is on for 2 others following a robbery attempt at a cell phone store in Northwest Houston. 22-year-old Michael Landry is charged with attempted aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon. This was breaking news back on Wednesday. A state trooper opened fire when he saw the crooks go into the AT&T store on 290 near Mangum. No one was hurt and the men ran off. Right now, there is not a description of the other 2 suspects who still are on the run.
A local business is suing ITC and 2 other companies for more than $1 million, accusing them of negligence for the massive fire at the ITC Deer Park facility last year. According to court documents, Kirby Inland Marine accuses ITC of hiring 2 companies to work on the tank that was the source of the blast. One of those companies is accused of installing used pipes and failing to properly inspect and test them. Investigators ruled the fire was accidental. Kirby Inland Marine says the fire hurt their business. Developing tonight, hundreds of people who partied the night away at a Mardi Gras celebration at a Louisiana casino are now sick with an illness. New details about the virus that doctors say is still spreading.
Also, he was fired for his role in the Astros cheating scandal. Now, former manager A.J. Hinch is talking about the sign-stealing saga, and he is not mincing words. Ari Alexander is up next with that.
But first, here's a look at what's coming up on NBC Nightly News.
Lauren and Keith will tell you about the check scam targeting millennials. A victim tells us how it works and what it cost her. Also, our brand new Democratic presidential poll and where things stand 4 days before the first primary contest. When we see you back here tonight after Channel 2 News at 5.
Developing now, hundreds of people in Lake Charles are recovering from the Norovirus. They were all infected after attending a Mardi Gras ball at L'Auberge Casino. That party was this weekend. At least 200 people got sick. Doctors say the highly contagious virus has spread all through Clackaschue Parish and Vernon Parish north of Lake Charles. Vomiting and diarrhea are common symptoms, and they're usually very intense. Doctors say people can still be contagious 3 weeks after they feel better. State health officials say L'Auberge is being thoroughly cleaned now. It's still not clear where the source of the virus originated.
Families in Montgomery County whose homes have flooded repeatedly now have the option to have their homes bought out by the county. Montgomery County was awarded federal funding designated for homeowners impacted by the 2016 floods and Hurricane Harvey. If you are interested in a buyout, you have to apply by March 1st. There is a list of qualifications and the application packet very thorough, so you will want to get started pretty soon. We have the website on your screen. You can also call to schedule an in-person appointment. In the meantime, the Army Corps of Engineers has chosen 2 companies to design and construct a levee and flood wall system along the Texas coast. Jacobs is an engineering firm and Stantec is a design and consulting firm. Together, they are going to design the nearly 27-mile-long levee on stretches of coastline from Galveston Bay to Sabine Pass. If you ever drive on Highway 87, you're familiar with the shoreline erosion that's happening there. The construction is meant to protect from hurricanes, wind and surge damage, and what the Army Corps describes as long-term impacts because of climate change. The project will cost nearly $2 billion. Construction won't begin until 2022. It should take 5 years to finish. All right, former Astros manager A.J. Hinch going public for the first time since he was fired last month in connection with the team's cheating scandal.
He had a lot to say in an interview with the MLB Network. Ari Alexander's here, and we understand that Hinch admits what he did was wrong.
Yes, guys, so this is the first time we've heard from A.J. Hinch since the Monday Jim Crane fired him. It's been almost a month into Hinch's 1-year-long suspension from baseball. We've heard plenty about what Hinch has had to say based on the MLP report, based on some of Jim Crane's thoughts talking to him. Plus, there was Hinch's statement where he apologized to Crane and the fans for the sign-stealing scandal. In the MLB's report, the league stated Hinch twice broke the team's monitors that they used to steal signs, but never fully stopped his players from rebuilding the monitor and the trash can system. Here's Hinch on not stepping in to stop the sign stealing.
why don't you step in at that point and say, guys, knock it off?
I wish I would have. I really do. I think that's a big question that I'm going to process over what's now a season-long suspension. I think it's something that I've continued to think about, certainly through the investigation and when you have to openly talk about it. I wish I would have done more. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and we were wrong.
Coming up throughout the day, we'll have more of Hinch's thoughts in what is a wide-ranging interview with MLB Network. Plus, at 6, MLB legend Hank Aaron has strong words for the Astros. So plenty more with A.J. Hinch and the Astros today.
Yeah, look forward to both those. All right, thank you. Football season is not over yet. Game day is almost here for the Houston Roughnecks, the XFL team. First game ever is tomorrow. They face the Los Angeles Wildcats here at home, and they'll play the Cougars at TDECU Stadium on the U of H campus. Kickoff is set for 4 p.m. The XFL is a football league owned by WWE founder Vince McMahon.
We got Roughnecks, Wildcats,
Sabercats,
just all over. Everything's in town.
I know. It's the cat's meow.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we still got to see in fact, the Sabercats wrote me and said, come see a game.
Oh, let's do it.
They heard us talk and said, let's do it.
It sounds like fun.
They'll give us all the deets on the tailgating.
We can't wait.
You sound very hip.
No, I do. It's not a word I'm used to saying, the deets. I got some deets for you. Look at this. The weather blog today. Dale Link is a forecaster. He's been forecasting hurricanes for a long time. And he has an interesting system. He talks more about where they're going to go. All the other forecasts is how many we're going to have. So most of the forecasts are always about how active the season is going to be. It's going to be low, moderate, heavy season. His forecasts are about where they end up. So he has these different zones. It's worth a read. Click to Houston.com/weather for my weather blog and some links to his links of Dale Link. 72, 73, 70 degrees for highs this afternoon. Our record highs all in the 80s there, 2017, 3 years ago. How about that? In the meantime, here's a look at Triangle Energy Camera. A beautiful shot there of the Williams Tower. 70, southwest wind at 17. Galveston has had a pretty day. 67 there, southwest winds at 13. And if you're thinking about heading to the island, it's a nice one. 68, 70 for highs. Restaurant weeks, it's the last weekend. The marathon and half marathon is on Sunday. A lot going on at the museums. The Galveston Symphony Orchestra is at the Grand. Right now, temperatures there at 67, 69 in Sugar Land. Lots of upper 60s and low 70s. The dew points tells us how much moisture's in the air, and there's not a lot. That dew point temperature is way down there. Humidity 29, 31, 32%. That's about as good as it gets. 21% over in Columbus. There are these winds. They're going to start dying down as we get the sun to go down. We still have some gusts, 23, 18, 30 miles an hour gust in Anahuac right now. So once the sun goes down, the winds begin to die down, and we're going to have a nice big, almost full moon tonight. 62 at 8, 58 at 10, right down through the 50s to 48, at least to the north. I think a lot of areas downtown and south will stay in the low and mid 50s. But if you're up north, some 40s, 48 for low overnight into the Houston Bush Intercontinental area, and then highs tomorrow right there again in the low to the mid 70s, 72 to 75. Not bad. High pressure's in control. It will continue to move to the east. Nice weekend start. A few showers are possible on Sunday. The better chance comes in here with this front, which is going to stall Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Another system out of the southwest continues to pull that through. So we could see some heavy rain and some flood issues, especially for feeder roads over those 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, and especially Wednesday. And then we continue to see this move out of here. The good news is it's going to move out. So Thursday and Friday now look terrific, even into that weekend. First weekend of Mardi Gras and Valentine's Day. Let's take a look. Here's the 7 and 10 days. Not bad. 48, 72. In fact, it stays warm all the way through pretty much. 75 on Sunday. Galveston Marathon's going on. There's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 60, 70, 80% chance of rain. Early Thursday, 20, but then it gets out of here. So as we go into Friday, Saturday, and most of Sunday next weekend, it looks nice. Valentine's Day, 60 degrees, one of the cooler spots. So as Keith said earlier, that's a good reason to snuggle on Valentine's Day. Can you believe Mardi Gras? They have a lot of parades on that Friday of Valentine's Day, and then Saturday, of course, and Sunday, and it just goes from there to the next weekend.
It's just all matching up.
It's all ready to go.
But a pleasant weekend here.
We're going to have a great, and it's the weekend.
And that's what matters. Right. Thank you.
All right, up next, the mantra to protect and serve also includes Houston's feathered friends.
And tonight at 10, Channel 2 investigator Robert Arnold wants to know, where are all the priests on the credibly accused list?
Neighborhood priests accused of abuse and pulled from parishes across the country.
The problem is, where are they? Do they have access to children? No one knows anything.
So where are these priests now? Where do these priests go after being accused?
As long as there is accessibility, there is vulnerability.
Channel 2 Investigates is on the trail tonight at 10.
New at 5, you're looking at a new home for military vets in Houston. This morning, hundreds gathered for the grand opening of the new Richard A. Anderson Texas State Veterans Home. Organizers say the facility will be more than a place to reside. Former U.S. Navy SEAL Marcus Luttrell was a guest speaker at the ceremony.
We'll also provide specialized memory care for our military veterans, particularly those suffering from post-traumatic stress. And there will be a wide variety of therapy that will be offered to our vets. And
Texas State Veterans Homes provide affordable, long-term care for veterans and their families.
Think you had a rough day? This peacock ended up in the back of a deputy's patrol car. A Harris County Sheriff's officer was on patrol and shared these photos on Twitter of the bird in the back seat. Its crime? Wandering around an intersection. The major wrote, since animal control only comes out for dogs and cats, he gave the peacock a ride to a nearby shelter. No word if the peacock got a ticket.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Yeah, maybe he wants to be an officer. Who knows?
He's safe for now.
We'll be right back.
Stay with us.
Good evening, I'm Dominique Soxa in the newsroom. Here's what's coming up on Channel 2 News at 6 o'clock today. More fallout from the deadly explosion at Watson Grinding and Manufacturing. We're hearing from an attorney who says a third person has died from injuries suffered in that explosion 2 weeks ago today. And we're in for another weekend of traffic alerts. Eric Brait will show us which roadways to avoid. And 1 year ago today, Abigail Arias was sworn in as an honorary Freeport police officer. At 6 o'clock, you're going to see the sweet and moving way that Officer 758 was remembered. These stories and more at the top of the hour on Channel 2 News at 6. Back to you.
All right. See you then, Dominic. Thank you.
We'll look forward to that story for sure.
Well, and avoid all of the roadways.
I know. I know.
It's going to be ugly this week.
I know. I'm interested to see what Eric has to say about all of that. All right, so outdoor dining forecast. You know, you could get away with it. 66 at 7.
Maybe a light sweater?
Go now. 62 at 8, and then 60 at 9. Yeah, a sweater, a little light jacket, or a nice big heater outside on the patio. Why not? As we go into Saturday, 48 for a low, although I think a lot of 50s in town. 72 for a high tomorrow, 75 on Sunday. The Galveston Marathon's on Sunday. I know. Half marathon if you're interested in starting back up in that exercise.
I'm going to stretch tonight and see how it goes.
Okay, let us know.
I'll let you know.
I'm going to say he won't be there. Nightly News is coming up next.
We'll see you at 6.